How much would you pay to stop being afraid of death? Before you answer, let me show you what people pay for when fear starts driving the car. It is 2 in the morning in a rented warehouse that smells like a spa. A line of warm water tanks hums in the dark. A soft metronome ticks like a small heart. A sign says no phones and open donations. A calm woman with a headset smiles as if she invented sleep. Her name is Dr. Laurel Vale. She sells something called birth therapy. She says it resets the body and quiets the mind that fears the end. People nod like they are in church. People cry like they are at a wedding and a funeral at the same time.
You are safe in the dark.
She repeats that line like a lullaby that learned marketing. Now meet Miles. He is 29 and funny when he is not terrified. He is a new uncle and loves a baby he barely knows. The baby took a first breath last week, and Miles has not slept right since. He keeps thinking about last breaths. He scrolls at night until ads know him better than his friends. One night he sees Laurel on a screen with soft light and softer words.
You do not fear death. You fear an unlived life.
That line hits him like a warm slap. He clicks. He signs up for a free session. The page looks like a hug, and the refund policy looks like a brick. He goes anyway because fear is expensive and hope is blind. The room is full of people with tired eyes and perfect water bottles.
We practice a gentle reset. We teach the first breath again.
Miles laughs at himself, and then he swipes his card. He buys the starter package and tells himself it is research. On day 1, they teach slow breathing and long walks without a phone. On day 2, they remove coffee and news and half his personality. On day 3, he feels a little better and a little controlled. He meets a nurse named Rhea who volunteers at night.
People need a place to be held when they are scared.
He meets an influencer named Tino, who looks strong and sleeps like a scared cat.
If I could sleep 8 hours, I would cry from joy.
The rules come with smiles and invoices. The word tithe shows up on a receipt like a friendly pickpocket. Miles tells himself that community must cost something. He sleeps 6 hours and calls it a miracle. Laurel calls it progress and invites him to regression night.
The first breath is a promise.
He walks into the warehouse and the air is thick and kind. Volunteers roll in a bassinet full of blankets and a ticking metronome. Miles climbs into warm water and remembers a pool from childhood. He also remembers his niece finding air and making a sound like a siren. Panic claws up his ribs, and then the staff guide him back down like he is on rails. He comes out shaking and grinning, and he thinks this might save him.
I felt like I could breathe for the first time in months.
He says it to a camera that is for internal use only. He signs a release that sounds like poetry and reads like law. Rhea pours tea and looks proud and worried at the same time.
Relief is good when it stays yours.
She says that like a nurse who has seen people give away everything. The next week, the fees rise like bread left in the sun. A donor tier appears that promises priority support. Laurel calls it access and scholarship in the same breath.
Those who can give help those who cannot.
Tino claps and cries because he wants sleep more than pride.
I would pay whatever if it works.
Miles feels a pinch, and then he feels guilty for feeling it. A brochure shows up with the title Transition Care. The photos are beige and the words are careful. It says they support families near the end. Rhea stares at the page, bit her.
I left hospice last month after a complaint. I did not sell anything to a family. But someone did.
Miles tucks that away and tells himself people misunderstand good things all the time. Then his sister calls, and her voice is a wire.
The baby has a fever, and we are going to the hospital.
Miles runs and fear runs faster. The emergency room is bright and loud and real.
The baby will be okay.
The doctor says it like a door closing and a window opening. A nurse hangs a clear bag of medicine and nobody sells anything. Miles watches the baby breathe and feels the world get bigger and smaller. Laurel texts a script that would sound warm if it did not sound the same every time.
Trust the process, and your nervous system will trust you.
He wants to believe, but the room has beeping machines and tired people who care for a living. The baby gets better, and the fear steps back like a thief who sees a light. Miles goes home and opens his laptop and tries to work, and cannot. He thinks about control and comfort, and how they can look like twins in the dark. Back at the warehouse, he spots an iPad on a chair. It is open to a pitch deck, and nobody is looking. The slides talk about high net worth, death-averse customers. The slides talk about grief conversion quotas like grief was a coupon. The slides talk about tiered rebirths and premium passage. The tone is warm, and the math is cold. Miles takes pictures with a hand that will not stop shaking. He tries to put the iPad down like it is hot. He wants to leave, and he wants to fix it, and he wants to sleep. He tells Rhea in a whisper that sounds like a shout.
You have to be careful because comfort is sticky.
Tino signs up for the full passage weekend and smiles like a drowning man who sees a pool toy.
If this does it, I get my life back.
Miles knows that feeling too well. He goes to Laurel and tries to talk like an adult with a spine.
This deck talks about quotas and rich clients. It feels wrong.
We are scaling access, and that takes structure. You slept for the first time, and you want to ruin that gift.
Her voice is soft, and her words are sharp. Miles doubts his own doubt because he liked feeling safe. He deletes the screenshots, and then he pulls them back, and then he hates his hands. He walks out into the night, and the air is honest. Rhea sends a list that makes his stomach sink.
These are families being courted for transition care this month.
Tino sends a selfie with a grin that could be a mask.
I am going in for the big weekend.
Miles looks at the tanks and the metronome in his mind and hears the baby cry in his head. He decides to do one simple thing that might break the spell. He is not a hero, and not a cop, and not a saint. He is a tired man who does not want his friends to hand over their lives by the hour. The full passage weekend opens with candlelight that looks like science if you squint.
Tonight, you are not running from death. You are running toward life.
People breathe and whisper and give and give. Miles drifts to the breaker box like he is going to the fridge. He pulls the switch, and the room pops into a half light that shows everything. Phones appear like flowers in spring. Someone films the donation box and the bassinet and the metronome that ticks like a sales clock. Volunteers rush, but there is no panic because truth is less flammable than theater. Laurel steps forward and her face does not break.
Hold your breath now. Count to 4.
People count and also look and also think. Rhea tells a small group what she saw at hospice, and her voice does not shake.
Support is not a product you buy in fear.
Tino stands near a tank like a boy near a wave.
Do I need this to sleep? Or do I need help that takes time?
The question hangs in the room like a slow bell. Staff ask people not to post, and the people post anyway. Truth goes out of the building in little squares and short clips. The brand bends and does not snap. Laurel calls it a smear in one video and a misunderstanding in another.
Some people are not ready for relief.
A few clients defend her with real tears because relief is real even when the price is not.
I slept, and I will not let you take that from me.
A few people ask for refunds and get store credit for peace. Rhea files a note with a board that will hold a meeting after lunch sometime. Miles goes home to the ordinary world that is not empty. He visits his niece at dawn and holds a warm body that breathes without a script. He still fears death like most people do. The fear is smaller when he pays attention to a life that is here. He learns that healing is real and markets are real. He learns that both can live in the same room, and one will try to rent the other. He keeps the screenshots, and he also keeps his humor. He texts Tino and offers to sit with him on the hard nights.
I will try the sleep clinic and call you if I want to run.
He brings coffee to Ria and listens without trying to save her.
I want to help people without hiding the price tag inside the hug.
Laurel keeps working with a smaller circle and a stronger story.
We are survivors of fear, and we do not apologize for creating a path.
People continue to walk that path because comfort has a good memory. Others step back and build their own rituals with no invoice. Now, come back to the first question, because I promised we would finish it. How much would you truly pay to live without the fear of death? Here is the answer that saves money and saves time. You cannot buy a final escape from death. You can stop renting your life to anyone who promises that you can. You can learn to sit with fear and watch it rise and fall like your breath. You can ask hard questions before you give your card to a soft voice. You can love the people near you while they are here and while you are here. You can keep your rituals simple and your receipts short. You can choose help that names its limits out loud. You can remember that relief is real and also should not erase your thinking. You can keep both truths in your hands like two small stones that do not vanish. That is the small lesson that it. Pay attention before you pay money. Choose presence over anesthesia. Keep your questions because they are not the enemy. I will give you 5 short scenes now, like steps you can walk. First is the night you want to buy calm. Drink water and breathe 4 in and 6 out for 2 minutes and see what changes. Second is the morning you are drowning in news. Turn off one feed and call someone who laughs like they mean it. Third is the hour you feel alone. Sit with a person who is not selling you anything and tell the truth once. Fourth is the week you handle fear by throwing money at it. Write down what you expect to get and what you are ready to lose. Fifth is the day you feel okay for no reason. Do not ruin it by hunting for a cause. Let calm be free sometimes. I am not against help, and I am not against care. I am against paywalls around basic human breath. I am against the idea that the only safe place is a place that sells safety. Miles keeps a picture of his niece on his desk now. When fear climbs up the wall, he looks at the small face and chooses the next useful thing. He makes soup, or he writes, or he calls Ria, or he takes Tino for a slow walk at sunset. He knows fear is part of love, because you do not fear losing what you never cared about. He also knows he does not owe his fear a monthly subscription. Laurel stays complicated because humans are. Some people leave her sessions calmer and kinder. Some leave with lighter wallets and heavy heads. The truth is not neat, and that is okay. You can carry messy truth without hating anyone. You can draw a line without calling it war. You can refuse a contract without refusing healing. You can give and not give in. The metronome keeps ticking in my memory as I say this. It sounds like a sales clock until you listen with your own ears. Then it sounds like what it always was. It is a simple tick that marks time and nothing more. You do not need a priest of breath to tell you when to inhale. You can listen to your ribs and your nose and the room you are in. You can trust people who name what they do and what they cannot do. You can be gentle and still be sharp. You can say yes to help with your eyes open. You can say no to help with your heart open. You can check your fear like you check your locks at night. You can care for it and not serve it. That is the gold in the thorn. It pricks and it shines. It hurts and it teaches. It reminds you that life is not a showroom and you are not a customer first. You are a person who breathes and loves and tries again. If you need a line to carry into tomorrow, take this one. Do not let anyone sell you back what was already yours. Now I want to thank you for staying with me to the end. If this story moved you, Please tap like and subscribe and leave a comment with your thoughts. If you want to support this channel, you can use the QR code in the corner or the link in the description to donate. You will also find other series in the description that live in a very different world from this one. I would love to see you there after this. Take care of your breath and your questions and your people. See you in the next story.